Hey everybody, I wanted to do a follow-up video to the video that I put out last month. If you haven't seen that, that was me pretty much talking about my experience with miscarriage and why I think we should ban the 12-week rule. So this time I wanted to follow up and talk about how I got through my pregnancy after the miscarriage, which thank God was a successful one. And I'm sorry I have my sunglasses on, but it's sunny out here. You know, my eyes are already bad. I don't want to damage them anymore. Don't worry, I don't think I'm too cool for school here. I just kind of wanted to go through because a lot of women after that video, and I so appreciate all the support, all those people who reached out. I just encourage you to continue to share your story and just kind of get the word out there about miscarriage. But I had a lot of women ask me, how did you go through your second pregnancy? How did you make the decision to get pregnant again and try again? And to be honest, my husband and I just were like, okay, you know, we made the decision together that we just kind of wanted to just try again. We tried so long for the first time that we just really were just, I don't know if it was just us being stubborn, but we just didn't want to give up. We wanted to try again. Not everybody's going to feel that way, you know, and I completely encourage people to wait until they really feel they're ready. Because there is no guarantee. Obviously, you don't know what's going to happen again. But luckily for us, it worked. I lost the first pregnancy around, I think I would have been 10 weeks. So my doctor, who is awesome, offered to give us an extra visit where he would do an extra, sonogram, just to kind of check on the baby. And so that was really helpful. I really felt like he was very supportive, the nurse staff there. And then also our family was supportive. And you don't know. I mean, you know, just because I got past the 10 weeks, that didn't mean that my fear stopped. It didn't even stop after 12 weeks. You know, I didn't really feel safe until he was born and he was in my arms. Just because I know people who have gone their entire pregnancy and suffered a stillbirth. So I just kind of had that in my mind, and that's affected my family personally. So, you know, it's always in the back of my mind. And to me, I'm just going to go back to what I kind of mentioned in the first video was my faith really was what I had to lean on, because there's no guarantee at all. Of course, once the baby starts moving more, you know, I'm like, okay. But, you know, every time we went to the doctor and they would be searching for his little heartbeat, it was like me and Jay's hearts would just stop, like, until they found it. And so it was hard. It was hard the entire time. It was scary. I refused to get one of those at-home heart monitors, just because I was like, I know if something goes wrong with that heart monitor, I will lose it. And, you know, the batteries could be broke, or I could just be doing something wrong. I mean, because sometimes it would take the nurse a while to find the heartbeat. So I was like, I'm not even doing that myself, and set myself up for that kind of stress. But the only way that I really feel that my husband and I got through that was prayer and faith. And obviously, you know, we were going to the doctor's appointments regularly. But it was scary. It was hard. And, you know, you just, again, you need that support. And, you know, it's definitely not an easy road. And I definitely think that you shouldn't do it, get pregnant again until you're ready to try again, because it can be emotionally taxing. And, you know, it's just such a test of wills. I mean, you know, or a test of faith, I guess. And because you have absolutely no control over it. If it's not a viable pregnancy, it's just not, and it's, it will terminate. And it's really painful and sad and scary if you don't know what's going to happen, which is with all of us. But I will go back to, I had kind of some signs from my first pregnancy. I think in the beginning, now that I look back, it was kind of a little more difficult to get a positive pregnancy test. And I think that had to do with the hormone levels. I also spotted the entire pregnancy. And while my doctor was like, well, let's just wait and see, because plenty of women spot during their pregnancy and their pregnancy is fine, or they'll have even like kind of heavier bleeding and it doesn't really affect the pregnancy. So, and I'm not saying, spotting is a sign, because it's definitely not. Clearly from my experience, my doctor was just like, okay, well, let's just wait and see what happens. So I was kind of looking for those two things. And when I was pregnant with my son Jackson, I was able to get a positive pregnancy test early on, and I can't remember if my doctor tested my hormone levels, but it just felt a little bit different, so I felt a little more confident. But that didn't take away the overall anxiety I felt throughout the entire pregnancy. And I feel like, even if I hadn't miscarried, I probably would still have that anxiety, just because I think that's just the nature of being a mom. You're always concerned about your baby. Is your baby safe? Is your baby healthy? That kind of thing. So I just kind of wanted to address some of those questions that I got. How did you do it? And really, the only way was just, you just take one day at a time. For one, that's all you can do. So one day at a time, faith, support, and just listening to, just paying attention to your body. And just, if you have any type of doubt or question, call your doctor. That's what they're there for. Just call it. They won't think you're stupid. They won't, laugh at you. And if they do, you need to get a new doctor. But anything. I have one friend who, her baby just didn't seem to be moving as much as he was supposed to, and she ended up having to have an emergency C-section. But she may have lost him if she didn't listen to herself and go to the doctor. So it's just very important to, ask if you have a question, call if you have a concern. My doctor was really great about that, and was super supportive. So that is how I got through my second pregnancy. And that's, God willing, we'll be having more children, and that's how I'll do it again, because I don't think that fear will ever go away completely. So I just want to, again, encourage every woman that is trying to conceive or pregnant, or has experienced a loss. You can do it. And keep fighting, and keep supporting one another, and keep loving one another, and just stay awesome. And as always, I have plenty of women reach out to me just to ask questions, and I'm completely open to that. I completely encourage to share stories. So in the comments, or if you just want to send me a message personally, I'm totally okay with that too. All right, see you guys. Bye.